had a cow. E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a chicken. Chicken nuggets for the bacon. Oh, we're crying. Yeah. You gotta learn to thank God for the simple things. Oh, yeah. Now lift those hands and give Him the glory. We tell you thank you. We gotta tell you thank you. Oh. So good to us. We don't take it for granted, oh God. Yeah. Woo! Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah.
What is going on? What's going on, y'all? It is your man, D-Toad. It is another day's journey. You are tuned in to Shop Talk, everyone's favorite show, right here on everyone's favorite network. It is freedomradio.com. And today we have a very, very special show lined up for you. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Before we do anything, you know what you got to do? You got to do me a favor. Get on the phone, call, text, tweet, Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, Social Cam, Periscope, Marco Polo, whomsoever you might be. But you know who you got to tell. You got to tell your mama them, Ray Ray, Shay Shay, Day Day, Delicious them, Nut Nut them, Pojo them. Let them all know that we are live right here, right now on the Freedom Radio family of networks. We want to welcome people who are watching us on Facebook, as well as those who might be hanging out with us on YouTube as well. If you didn't know, my name's Demetrius Tollfree. How do you know? Well, it says so. Literally, well, okay, there it is. It says so right there. And of course, you know that you can hit me up everywhere on social media at DTollfree, at DTOLEFREE. That is on Facebook. That's on Twitter, X if you use it. It is on Instagram and everywhere else that is social. You can hit me up. Same name on everything, and we would love to be able to connect with you and make things happen. Let me give some early morning shout outs to some people hanging out with us today. We've got Cambria Mayfield hanging out on YouTube. What is going on? The Tracy J. Wilson, who is hanging out on Facebook. Of course, we've got Stacy Downs also in the building. Stacy, what is going on? Also, we have Natasha Watts hanging out with us as well. Glad to have you. Also, we have Cambria still just, first of all, I'm laughing at the opening song today. We had an incredible opening song that made me laugh that talked about Old MacDonald and how he had a farm. And well, you know the rest of that story. Anyway, shout out to Felicia Walker Johnson, and we'll keep on shouting you out. Make sure that you type your name and everything in the chat and give us particular things in there, and we will make sure that we shout you out, put your name on the screen as we go throughout today's show. All right, y'all, I'm excited. So let's get things going. Let's get ready to go out to our first co-host. She's been here since day one. She is my day one out in Hercules. I'm still trying to put her in Pittsburgh. There is an Ikanache for her in Pittsburgh, but she is in Hercules of California, my homegirl and yours, the very talented, always makes me laugh, the incredibly talented and gifted Ashlyn Tara Cole. Ashlyn, girl, what is going on?
What's going on, good people? So glad to be here today. E-I-E-I-O. Yes, I am thanking God for every one of his miracles and creations. I didn't hear him talk about like broccoli or cabbage. Cabbage is the Lord's doing. Let's see. I didn't really hear him talk about that. I heard like chicken nuggets and but anyway, I digress. But it's so good to be in the land of the living. Let me tell you, to be above the flowers. Amen. So I'm excited about our show. I'm not going to keep y'all long to talk about little old me. I'm excited to get this show started and get our special guest out here. And look, do us a favor, please, ma'am, please, sir. Hit that share button, okay? Hit that share button. I know oftentimes we just take for granted, oh, well, whoever's going to show up is going to show up. No, not today. Today we're going to do something. We're going to actively participate in today's show. And we want you to be a part of Shop Talk just as much as we are. And we can't do this without you. Otherwise, we'd just be talking to ourselves. We might end up in a straitjacket. So we don't want that. So go ahead and share it. I sent shout out to the text team, the text squad. I sent out a text early this morning. I saw my girl Natasha Watts is tuning in. Great to see you or see your name up here. Absolutely. We got to change that we haven't seen each other for a long time. But it's a lot of people. Trent, great to have you on here. It's just great. The twin Jermaine, I do know it's Jermaine and not Tremaine, even though it says both their names. I do know that's Jermaine. Yep, absolutely. Looking to see who. Awesome. Glad to have everybody in. If you're a first-time listener, we welcome you once. We welcome you twice. We welcome you in the name of Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Amen. Back to you, Dito. I got the joy of the Lord. It is my strength today, so I'll keep going. But please carry on as you were.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ashton. I appreciate that. Listen, I can't stop smiling because, first of all, you look absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
I don't know whose attention you're trying to, I ain't gonna go down that route. Anyway, I want to
be a vessel for the Holy Ghost. That's it. I just want to be a vessel for the Holy Ghost. And if that means that I put on a good brow and a good lash every now and then, hey, let it be so. Thank you, Jesus.
I'm not mad at you. And for those of you, as Ashton was mentioned, we'll bring up our next co-host in just a second. But as Ashton was mentioned, if this is your first time tuning in to Shop Talk and you're trying to figure out what in the world have I tuned in with, Ashton going off early in the morning, making things happen. What am I tuned into? You know what? Let me help you. Shop Talk, it is that show. You know how it is. That barber shop, that beauty shop, that coffee shop, that nail shop, that I threw the box away. Thank you, Lord. That donut shop talk. I had that Krispy Kreme ministry. But anyway, it's that kind of talk where literally no person and no subject is off limits. We definitely want to welcome you to today's show. And we're going to keep things going. Let's get ready now to bring up our next co-host. Also in the city of Pittsburgh. I keep.
Why do you do that? H not even close to P. I'm like, H and P are so. What's going on with you in Pittsburgh? We need to do a drive-by.
There is something in Pittsburgh with your name on it. I don't know what it is, but I keep kind of sharing it every time I mention you. But there must be some sort of
live broadcast from Pittsburgh. That might be what it is. We might have to just go out to Pittsburgh, the Shop Talk team that's out here on the West Coast, and go do a live broadcast in Pittsburgh. Those people might
just have to.
Shop Talk. That might be what it is.
We might just have to. I tell you what, let's get ready to make things happen. First of all, shout out to Eric Cummins out in my spot, Oakland, California. What is going on? But let's get ready to bring up our next co-host out in Hercules of California, not Pittsburgh. Hercules of California. My guy, he's Ashlyn's bestie. He's just my guy. He just makes me laugh. He's amazing, all-around smart guy as well. Let's bring him up. Yolanda's baby. Let's bring him up. Ja'Cory Prothro in the building. Ja'Cory, man, what is going on?
Oh Jesus, I got some stuff up my sleeve. I'm doing some back end work. So let's just keep going. It ain't about me. It ain't about me, but it's about Jesus. Come on, let's go.
Absolutely. I'm not mad at it. Awesome. Hey, I love the way you're thinking, man. I'm glad to have you. We got some great things that's going to happen. Let's ready to keep things going. Let's get ready to bring up our next co-host out in Charlotte of North Carolina. We're going to leave California and we're going to scurry over to Charlotte, North Carolina to bring up our next co-host. She is the graphic designer. She is the person. Let me show y'all. She is the person who designed the T-shirt that I am wearing that simply says "Freedom looks good on you," which is available. We'll talk about it in a second. It's available online, and you definitely want to make sure that you get you some Freedom gear. But my homegirl who created it is on here. Let's bring her up without further ado. My homie and yours, Yolanda Wild Praise Morant. What is going on?
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? You know, people used to kind of sleep on that song. Okay, we're supposed to stay focused. But Not About Us was a really dope song. All right, let's continue.
We're going to keep things going. And I tell you what, I was reading where Ashton said I have a porcupine in my throat. I do. Something's trying to catch me. It's the devil. But listen, before we do anything else, I want to welcome everybody again to today's show. Do me a favor. I don't do this often, but we're going to use the Yolanda rule today. The Yolanda Wild Praise and Rant rule. We're going to use her rule today, where we are going to ask each of you to tag 3 people in the comments. Just tag 3 people in the comments and allow them to be able to see what you're seeing, hear what you're hearing, and to be able to join us on today's show. With that being said, we're going to go right real quick into today's National Day. We only have 2. We only have 2 today, and we're going to make this happen real quick. Today's National Day, we have 2. First of all, today is National Thank you. Strawberry Parfait Day. I feel this in my eco. Thank you. Today is National Strawberry Parfait Day.
What is a parfait? Is it yogurt? Is it a yogurt-based thing? What is parfait?
Kind of so. So you put, it's kind of like a pudding tapioca type thing, and you throw some strawberries and some whipped cream on there. And strawberries is my favorite fruit. I know most people probably watermelon. No. Strawberry is my favorite fruit. And so I'm not a big parfait person, but I am going to grab me something today that has strawberries in it and make it happen. So that is our first National Day. Secondly, and lastly, today is normally I would hear this on a Friday, but today is National Catfish Day. So those of you who are catfish lovers, today is National Catfish Day. I see y'all shaking y'all head. It's cool. Y'all not. I eat catfish as long as it's filleted. Now, if I can pull the bones out myself.
Here's what I don't like. Bones, I can deal with bones though, because you're supposed to really chew your food, before you swallow your food. You're supposed to really. So if there's a bone, I'll feel it and I'll take it out. Here's what I don't like. I find that certain people's way of cooking it, when you bite down, it's like the ocean is still in there. I don't like that. You bite down and the ocean.
It's not fresh. Is it not fresh?
It's fresh. It tastes fresh, but it's like they dwell so far into the depths of the ocean that they carry the ocean with them. That's what I don't like. I don't like it.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm with you. And for me, as long as it's filleted, I can fool with it. If it has bones in it, throw it in the trash. That's just me. So it is all good. Well, those are our national days. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to keep things going really quick. We're going to do today's birthdays, and I only have 3. Today, we have 3 birthdays that I want to celebrate. One, today is Dell Curry, Dell. Dell Curry's birthday. Many of you may remember, if you're old enough to remember him, being a basketball player for the Charlotte Hornets. But he is more popularly known nowadays for being the father of Steph Curry. Today is his father's birthday. He turns 60 today. So happy birthday to Dale Curry out in North Carolina. Secondly, today, also former basketball player, Dikembe Mutombo. Those of you who are familiar with basketball, he played with Denver Nuggets, and I believe he might have played with, I can't remember the other team he played with, but he's known for shaking his finger after he blocked a shot on a person. And so today is his birthday. He turned 58. Last but not least, today would have been incredible singer and incredible vocalist George Michael. today would have been
Wow.
today would have been his 61st birthday. But many of you know that he passed in 2016. But today would have been his birthday. Ashley, I'm actually throwing it out to you. So
today is actually Jimmy Walker. Jimmy Walker's 77th birthday. Y'all remember Jimmy Walker?
JJ, yeah.
JJ.
Yeah.
Come on, Jimmy Walker, absolutely. So today's his 77th birthday. So we salute him. And so look, when we talk about birthdays and we mention birthdays, we want to really make it known. Like we really want you to feel the impact of us talking about birthdays, because this is a day that we get to celebrate the creation of God's hand. Like for real, for real. We talk about Adam and Eve, but he also created you. He formed you. He shaped you. He had you in mind before your mom even had you in mind, before your dad even had you in mind. Your father had you in mind. So today, if it's your birthday, this whole week, we celebrate you, but we want you to celebrate God's creation. So just look yourself in the mirror and say, look, God, you did that. God, you shown up, did that. And God, if you would just continue to use me for your glory, I will be so careful to take care of this wonderful vessel that you gave me to use just for a short time until I get to be with you for eternity, God. So today on your birthday, we just love you. And we thank you that God just did a wonderful work in you. So from all of us here at Shop Talk and Freedom Radio, Jesus, I lost my, okay, help me, Lord. Happy birthday. I got excited about the birthdays today.
It is all good. I'm not mad at it. Listen, we're going to get right into the meat and the bulk of today's show. We do have a very special guest that is joining us today. And, Ja'Cory is the one who went out and found or reached out to our special guest. However, when Freedom Radio first started, and she may or may not remember this, we'll find out. When Freedom Radio first started, our special guest came to Oakland, to Olivet for some sort of an event. And I got a chance to run into her and met up with her and did a quick interview. And she did, some shout outs and all type of great stuff. And from that day until even now, I don't talk to her every week. I'm not, her bestie. But she is an amazing, amazing woman of God. And when Ja'Cory said, hey, I can get her on the show, I said, please, my brother, make the call. And he made the call, made things happen, and she's going to be with us today. But before I bring her up, she hasn't seen this. She doesn't know this. Before I bring her up, first of all, if you didn't know, our special guest today is the absolutely amazing Nakitta Foxx. She is our special guest, and we're going to bring her up in just a second. But Ja'Cory, man, y'all be sleeping on Ja'Cory. Ja'Cory be doing stuff that y'all be knowing. And that is, he took some time to do a presentation. Now, he's done some others that you've probably seen on social media, but our guest hasn't seen this. You haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Ja'Cory, man, what did you do? I tell you what, he could tell you better by doing this.
Okay, hold on. We got to start that over because I have not heard this. Oh, my Jesus.
Always gotta have a good hymn.
My God. No, it's perfect. It's perfect. My God.
I ain't never heard this song like this before.
No. Come on, Glasses. I just noticed. Okay. All right. I see you.
You do for Christ.
Perfectly placed vibrato. Vanessa Bell, right?
Yeah.
Yes, come on.
what you do for Christ. Oh my goodness gracious. Will last. You're not gonna do this to me driving home from work. Oh, Jesus. I couldn't even finish the song.
My God, my God. That was amazing. That was beautiful. And here's the thing about Nakitta. She's been doing this a long time. Car singers, come on now. That's where I first heard it. Come on. You could just tell she ain't playing no games. She needs you to know.
Is the new Lynette Hawkins.
I love her so much. That's like the biggest compliment to me ever.
This is Lynette Hawkins.
I love her.
Without further ado, our very special guest of today. I believe she's in Houston, Texas. If she moved, then it's my bad. But last time I knew her, last time I talked to her, she was in Houston, Texas. Let's bring her up without further ado. Our favorite little sis of the day, Nakitta Foxx. Nakitta, girl. First of all, welcome home to Freedom Radio. Welcome to Shop Talk. Lord have mercy.
Y'all, I'm about to cry. Like I'm really like I'm so I'm so oh my God. Whew. Hey y'all.
Hey, welcome to the show. We are glad to have you. Congratulations on all of your success.
Yes.
I have not seen you since you came out here for Jeffrey Williams, I believe his 50th birthday party.
Yes.
Me, Ashlyn, and Jacory were all there that particular night. I didn't get a chance to talk to you. You were in artist mode, so I couldn't get a chance to you. I'm messing with you. But as always, you were absolutely amazing. And we are glad to have you hanging out with us. How have you been?
I have been great. Thank you all so much for having me on the show today. I have been great. All is well. As you can see, I've been doing a little work, finished the album, and now I'm just trying to work it and do what I can with that. So, and some other things in the works. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Absolutely. That is great stuff. Listen, again, we are glad to have you. Obviously, you're familiar with, Jacory and Ashlyn and myself and Yolanda Morant out in North Carolina, our graphic designer, as well as all-around smart person. We are glad to have you hanging out with us. Listen, we're going to get ready to jump in. We have some questions that we're going to ask you, and we've got people hitting us up. And Brandy Taylor has already shouted you out and mentioned different
Brandy,
stuff.
that's my church member.
Absolutely. Well, hey, Brandy, welcome. Glad to have you hanging out with us. And we've got Stacy Downs in the virtual building also, just giving you a yes
That's
in the building. I love it. I love it. Of course, Ashlyn has already chimed in and mentioned that how much we love you. We all do. We all love and appreciate you. And then we also have Tracy Freeman Eddings in the building from Oklahoma City, shouting you out, and you as well, Ashlyn. We are glad to have you make some things happen. Now, Jacory is telling me that we have a break-in. Now, I am looking. I see that there's a person back. I'm like, well, who is this wonderful person? And they have moved. Okay, I see them.
They back and forth.
Huh?
Are they on there? You know, I'm doing some undercover behind the curtain stuff. So
let's bring our break-in person in. Y'all ready?
Well, hold on. Let me say this because we haven't really talked about the project yet. But just bring her up because she crazy.
Okay.
Too.
Let's do it. Let's bring on our guest, our unknown guest in backstage, and we want to welcome you to the show.
Who is it? Okay,
I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Is that my sis? Daddy!
Oh, hey, everybody. That's my sis. Hey, Nakitta.
I love you.
I love you back, baby.
Now, the reason I brought her on here is because there is a track on this new body of music, and Jesus. That's all I'm gonna say. You need to go listen to it, and don't listen to it while you're driving, because you may end up hitting something.
Yeah.
It takes you on a journey of music, and just it had me crying. I had to send her messages while I was watching it because it was just like, oh my, this is for real. I hadn't heard music like that in a while. So
Oh man.
Absolutely. And if you do listen to it while you're driving, make sure that you can roll your window down and yell, "Help me" out the window. You want to just yell that out the window, "Help me, Jesus. Help me, Lord." Absolutely. My goodness.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, hey, listen, we're going to keep things going. You're welcome to hang out with us as well. Let's get ready to bring up our next co-host. Normally, he would be in the ATL at work on his lunch, but look like he's driving down the streets. Not sure where he is, but let's bring him up nonetheless. Demetrius Hunter. I should have had his theme music. I'm gonna have it next week. At least you can wish me luck. Anyway, let's bring him up. Big Meech in the building. Demetrius Hunter, man, what is going on?
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. More noon. Everybody out there in Freedom Radio Land, I am excited to be here. I'm not driving. I would definitely have to stop for this. This is definitely not an episode where you would want to be driving.
Absolutely.
But I am definitely pulled over for the show and kind of plan my day around today's show because I'm doing some what they say, to whom much is given, much is required.
Come on.
Absolutely.
And much has been given here, which has required me to have to travel between clinics on today. But I thank God for the pay. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing. That's so amazing.
Well, that's good stuff.
Tally, it's so good to see you.
Hi.
How are you?
Great.
Nakitta.
Hey.
Hello. How are you?
Hello. I'm great.
Welcome in. I'm excited for today's show. I know you got a new project out, but I did take a trip back in 2011. We'll come back to that later though, because there's a song on there that kind of took me on through, that you did a little duet with Lowell. That song still rings in my spirit.
Yeah, make me over.
Yes, make me over.
We will actually get into that because Demetrius sent that to me. He had me pulling up my phone, going back. I'm like, that was Nakitta. But I tell you what, we've got some incredible stuff going on. Let me mention this. I want to give a shout out to KJ Stansel. Kevin Stansel is in the virtual building. What's up, bro? Glad to have you in here. I think I mentioned, if I did not mention it, but my wife Allegra is also in the virtual building. She was saying good morning a little earlier. Shout out to Pastor Jermaine Anderson, also, who is hanging out with us, and so many more. Everyone, feel free to type in the comments. We will try to get as many of those comments on here as we can. But let's get ready. I see you, Jacory. Jacory's trying to mess with us because he pulled out his ShopTalk mug. Listen, you're not bothering me. I got my ShopTalk mug out today as well.
Okay.
Come on.
And it is all good. Yeah, we are making it happen. Listen, Ashlyn, you are up, my sister, to give us our first question of the day. And before we do that, let me just do my best, do my due diligence, get everybody's name.
While you're doing that, I just want to give out a shout out to Tally Rogers. If y'all don't know who she is, we have gospel royalty on here, like times 2, okay? But Tally has worked with everybody: God's Property, Dorinda Clark Cole, Beverly Crawford, Crystal Aiken, Keith Wonderboy Johnson, Butler. She is the brother of Pastor Tim Rogers, if you don't know that. And so we just want to say thank you so much for just coming on here to hang out with us. But yeah, just know y'all in for a treat today. But Dito, please proceed, because I don't know which question, because I had so many questions and I don't know which question you're about to ask.
Great. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a bit of a round robin. And again, to my sister who is hanging out with us, I met her. If my memory serves me right, I could be wrong. But I believe, were you not singing background with John P. Key? Am I right?
Yes, I still do.
Oh, okay. So if my memory serves me right, I met you twice in the same location in San Jose, California at Bible Way. And you were singing background both of those times. I happened to be the host or the MC that particular night. And when the mic came your way, I just need to throw this plug in here. that when the when the microphone came your way, Lord, listen, the whole atmosphere changed, and
wow.
I am honored to have you hanging out with us today. So please accept my welcome to today's show. All right,
Thank you
y'all.
so much.
Absolutely, absolutely. With that being said, all right, Ashlyn, we're going to put up your first question of the day for Nakitta, and the first question that you have, and we're going to do a round robin. So, Ashlyn, your first question says this, and you can read it. You have your glasses on. Go ahead.
I got my red. Shout out to the Red Glasses gang. Let's go. Nakitta, I absolutely love this album, and I know that oftentimes we pull from different producers, right? We'll have different, several. So I just wanted to ask you if you could talk about the production of this album. Who produced it? Was it one producer that oversaw the entire project? Did you get a chance to collaborate with several producers? Talk on that.
There was one producer to oversee the whole project, and his name is Zach Fisher. Well, actually Samuel Zach Fisher, and he's a native Houstonian. Really quiet. I know a lot of people haven't heard much about him, but if you've been asleep, it's really time to wake up because he's a bad, bad, bad boy. Just his thought process in everything. The way he chose the musicians to play for each song, he's amazing. He's amazing. So don't forget the name Zach Fisher. He also worked with Michael Dixon, his Walk on Water project. I think that he worked with Marcus Jordan. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. He also worked with him, but he's he's young. He's amazing, amazing, absolutely amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that.
That is awesome stuff. I love it. And I think I got tally information up there. Yes, yeah, I got it. I'm smart. All right. We're going to keep things going. And listen, Jacory, you are up next, man. And you sent us some great questions. And your first question for Nakitta is this.
Oh, you want me to read it too?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm gonna put a little something else extra with mine then, because you left me hanging. But anyway, what inspired what inspired you to make music, and also what linked you up with Kurt Carr?
The inspiration to make music actually came when I moved to Houston. Before I moved to Houston, I was planning to go to school, and my major was biology pre-med. I wanted to be a pediatrician.
My Lord.
So music wasn't really even on my radar. I always had the gift to sing. I've always been able to sing, but to actually be an artist, to make music, that was never really on my radar. But when I moved to Houston and I started singing I started out with BSM, the Baptist Student Movement Choir at Prairie View. I started singing with them, and then I branched out and started singing with some other community groups, and just seeing how everybody's so talented here, and everybody took music so serious. And it was just kind of like a push from the people that I was around. And it's like, you have something, you should do this. And so from there on, it started. I linked up with Kurt. I was doing praise and worship, leading praise and worship at the church that I am still a member of, the Fountain of Praise. And the First Lady's cousin, who attended there on a regular basis, he heard me sing. And Kurt was at the time looking for someone to come into the group. And Buddy told him, hey, I got somebody for you. And she can sing. You need to hear her. So Kurt was like, okay, I'll take your word for it this time. So he called me. I was at work. I've told this story before. It's really crazy. He called me at work. I was working, answered the phone, and he was like, hey, hi, Nakitta. Yada, yada, yada. I was being really sarcastic. Like, yeah, right, Kurt. Yeah. So whenever you finish playing, I'm working. Whoever this is playing with me. So then when he started talking about how 9/11 had happened and they stopped traveling for a minute. He was like, but we're about to get back on it. And because we have some people who've been calling, so we're about to go back out. I was like, okay, maybe this really is Kurt. So let me be nice. So yeah, that's how I started singing with him. It was an introduction. I went out with them for the first time, and I think we were in Connecticut. Yeah, we were in Connecticut at a friend of his church, and he took me before the show and did like a voice check. And when we got back to the van, they were all like, well, what part did she sing? And he was like, piano. So I was like, oh wow, Kurt said I sang piano. That's the ultimate compliment. So that's how, and the rest is history. I've been singing with him. Haven't really did much with him lately. Just really trying to focus and concentrate on my solo path. But since then, yeah, I've been singing with him, and that was back what 2001 was the year that the year of 9/11. So what was it? 2001, I think it was.
I
But
believe you're
since
right.
then,
2001, I
yeah,
believe.
yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
yeah.
Well, that is an interesting story that I hadn't heard before. I've heard
Oh,
several
wow.
stories, but I hadn't heard that one. So that is good to know. We're going to keep going with some more questions because all of us have some. I'll pretend I may go last, but let me
Okay.
allow Yolanda Morant, who had a question that she wanted to ask you. And this is a very, very interesting question. Yolanda always thinks outside of the
Out of
normal box.
the-
Now, I can say whatever she wanted to say, but Yolanda, I'm going to put your question on the screen, and you are more than welcome to go ahead and ask your question to our special guest.
Hi, Keita.
Hey girl,
I know
Yolanda did
Keita.
the flyest. Before I answer this question, she did the flyest flyer for me for my birthday. So shout out to Yolanda. She is
Oh, that's
like
my pleasure.
A1 with the graphics. A1.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. First, it's my pleasure. Second,
Thank
I'm
you.
a really big fan. Let me tell you how I first heard you. I was watching the Word Network. Now some people don't know what that is. But the Word Network was, a big deal, right? And so you were singing with Kurt somewhere, and your hair was much longer, right? Your hair was much longer. You might have been a little, a little bit younger. And I remember watching it, and I said, "Good." I think it was early in, like, really, really early. I don't think you have been singing Kurt that long. I just remember watching it, like, oh my God, who is this? I'm like, Flora, because I'm a, big Kurt fan. And I just thought, wow. And I've been following you ever since that day. Just
Oh,
always amazing, always wonderful. But I want to say this, a lot of times when we meet artists, artists or fellow artists, sometimes, people they may not always be having the best day. But I thank you every time I meet you. Always nice. You always greet me. Always. Sometimes we don't know people are experiencing when we see them. So I appreciate you for that. And then I got to sing in the same room with her at Mary Rogers' event a couple months ago, and that was just like a really big treat for me. She said, "You don't, I didn't know."
thank you.
So I know that you have these two beautiful, gorgeous children, a boy and a girl.
Mhm.
And can you tell us, if you mind sharing the names, and then how has it been through this journey of motherhood and music? How do you balance the two?
That's a great question. I love to talk about my children because I love them. Um, their names are Amy Morgan. She's 15. She just turned 15 in April. And then I have Ace Maddox, my son. He just turned 10, May 20th. And I have a village here. And the crazy thing about it is it's not a lot of my blood family because I really don't have many relatives here in Houston. But I was blessed to join a church that when I say I have gained family, like they are my family. And so they pitch in. My best friend is here. Anytime I need help, their dad also helps out. Yeah, that's a given. So I just have to learn like some of the gigs and some of the dates that I'm called for. I have to know when to say yes, and I have to know when to say I'll pass on that, especially when there's something that they have to do and something that they have to be a part of, because I'm all for them having a life too. So I've been out here doing this for a long time, and I don't feel like there's anything that I would miss out on if, I have to take a back seat to doing what they want to do, sports, cheer, all of that. And what I can say though is the preparation time is so much more, it's so different. Like with having the kids, like before I had them, I could, all I had to worry about was myself, but then after having them, getting ready to travel, I would have to get them packed for wherever they were going to stay, and then me packed, and then make sure that they would get to where they had to be before I would have to leave. So it's just, you have to use wisdom. You really have to use wisdom. And I found myself praying a whole lot as to, God, what's going to benefit me more, to go and do this ministry date, or to stay at home and be with my kids, or to stay at home and allow them to do what they need to do. So it really, to balance it all out, just prayer and wisdom.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's good stuff. I actually love that. That as a father, as a parent, I also have wondered what other artists do and how other artists come to that balance, because that's really what you're just talking about. You have to have balance in order to do everything. And as you're saying, I'm about to call her Mother Nakitta, but as you're saying, Nakitta, I mean, really, honestly, that is great information, because the calling, although it may be yours, sometimes the kids don't want to be a part of the calling at an early age. They still want to be kids. They want to be able to
and
run.
One thing about my children, there are some things, like I try to get them to come with me. Like, well, when they were smaller, they had no choice. I would dress them and bring them, and they were with me. But now, as they get older, it's like, y'all want to come with me? Oh no, you go. We're we're staying. You go. We're good. And yeah, I let them be. I don't really force them to do a whole lot. I allow them to be them. I allow them to do them. Not saying I don't have a stern hold on them, but
of course,
I just kind of allow them to be children. I allow them to enjoy their youth. And so yeah. And then you have to consider, like, I work at my church. I'm also employed by my church. And I also do little things on the side. I sell frames, I sell accessories. So I try to keep other streams of income coming in, so that way I'm not bound or locked to having to go and travel every time the phone ring. I don't have to do that. Some people, let me go make this money. Let me go gig here, gig there, so I can get this money. But I just try to make sure that I have other streams of income coming in, and, about saving and knowing how to, keep that budget right, so that every time the phone ring, I don't have to just up and leave my kids, So that's another
That's
part.
Great. And you mentioned the fact that you sell frames. Listen, I have been an avid supporter of that. As a matter of fact, I have done several photo shoots with your frames being on the models. And so thank you for having that avenue, that particular thing, that avenue for us to go down to be able to be of support to you besides music. So are you still selling frames? Are you still doing that?
I am. I'm not doing it as much as I was, but I do. I still, if somebody hit me up and say, hey, I need, so I'll go out and do it. What I'm doing now basically is I partnered with a friend of mine who owns a salon. And so I have a case set up there. And so it's there. Built-in clientele, built-in customers, people that come in and out of the shop. So I don't have to work it as much as I did before. So that's what we're doing.
That's good stuff. Well, I love it. Well, thank you for answering that information. And Demetrius, man, bro, the floor is now yours. Now, listen, I have what you sent me to put on the screen, and you'll be able to read to our guest exactly what your question of the day is. So I'm going to throw Corey and Ashton and Yolanda backstage for a second. So, Demetrius, Man, the floor is yours to ask this question of our guests.
Okay, so Nakitta, now for me, I've been a Nakitta fan since Kirk Carr. Then you came out. I was like, okay, with the Kirk Carr singers, it was something unique about you guys. Had your own unique style and just certain voices that just stood out. And you just kind of had like this. I can't even call it, because you will be churchy, and then you'll take me to Nancy Wilson at the same time, if that makes sense. And so when I listened to was coming to the show, I was like, oh, when they were talking about I was like, oh yeah, we gotta talk about that album in 2011, like that album. So, and when I listened to the album from 2011 to now, my question is, what has been that change or growth from you from that period when you did Let Us Worship to now putting out the He Kept Me project? Because it's kind of like you're like, come on, y'all come worship with me. And now you're like, I don't worship. I don't been through some things, and he has kept me. Let me tell y'all. Like, what has been like that? Like, what? I mean, talk to the kid. What's been going on with Nakitta between those time periods? Because I mean, it's like they both just have something going that really tells a message.
So, okay, first of all, shout out to Terrence Vaughn, because he was the producer for Let Us Worship that I released in 2011. Since that project, there has been a lot that has happened, changes with me in my life. One, I'm a divorcee, and just kind of having to navigate things as a single mom. And when I say single mom, I'm not saying that my kids' father is not present, but I'm just saying when they are with me, I have to do what I have to do as a single mom. So so much. Y'all know the economy has gone up. And hey, a lot has happened to where, I've grown spiritually, even vocally, I've grown. I want to say that the project that I did in 2011 was a project that I feel like a lot of people wanted to hear, but this project now is what I wanted to do. So I would say that that's a lot of the growth as well as the difference. And I would say growth because I really I care about what my fans want, but I also paid attention to what I wanted to do and followed that. So that's my answer to that.
Okay, I mean, good. I mean, it's good because I was just listening. I'm like, wait, she went to church in 2011. Now she give me a little Nancy Wilson over here, little jazzy, little. And I know that's kind of like it's always kind of somewhat lately has kind of been that aesthetic of vocally you've been kind of pushing out as that jazzy side.
Mm-hmm.
And people that really follow you and really are into your music will realize, okay, she's going to that dual jazz. I mean, it's always been there. But like you said, you finally did what you wanted to versus what everybody else wanted to do. Because I mean, if it was me, I would have been like, Nikki, I need some church. Take me to church real quick.
And
we'll jazz you at the end.
I know. And here's the thing. I have never wanted to be locked in to just performing at the church. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I want to go abroad. And people was like, you need to stay out of them clubs. You need to stay out of this. You stay out of that. But it's not the building that you go into. It's what you take inside the building. If I know that my light can shine bright enough for anybody to wonder or inquire, what is it? Like, what is it? I know how to conduct myself. I know how to keep myself in the midst of, anything that's going on. So I just really I want to lock myself down. You know what I'm saying? I want to go to the jazz festival. I want to go overseas. I want to go, I want to do I just don't want to be at the 3:00 program at the church.
Right. Yeah.
No, that's good. And if y'all haven't, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Ashley. What were you?
No, I was just going to say, if people have not seen you on the Terrell show, you did the Terrell show. And if y'all don't know that, Nakitta, brought all of her flavor and faith and fabulousness to the Terrell show, which was amazing. And then I was trying to find something else that you did. I feel like it was an open mic, and they did a mic toss, or you did something. I can't remember what it was, but
it probably was my little brother here. He has this thing called The Session. And
yes.
Yeah, it's just like a sing-along. The audience sing along, and he have a few live music artists to come, and everybody just sing along. So I went to support him, and he called me up to sing. And so I was like, oh Lord. And there was another thing that I was kind of leery about. I'm a praise and worship leader. I love the Lord with all my heart. If you don't know, I love Jesus, and I just kind of struggled with that. Well, what are the people gonna think? They see me out, but I love music, and God has given me a gift to do so much more than what's expected. So how dare I water down what He's given me and worry about what others are saying about it? But that was actually called The Session, and he called me up and wanted me to sing. So I did that, and it's crazy. The clip went viral, and I was cringing, like everybody was sharing it. And I was like, oh Lord, the saints, they got saints don't say something. But yeah.
No, it's wonderful, because then you get to be on all platforms, and this is the thing. Jesus said, "Go ye therefore." And so we oftentimes we get in our comfort zone by just leading worship for the church. We get stuck in that, and now who are we exposing to Jesus? They already know Jesus.
They already know. Right.
He wouldn't say "Go ye therefore" if He meant for us to stay within the four walls and the confines of the church. So I love it. You know that I'm in the same boat as you, because I tour with Sheila E. and a lot of secular artists, right? And so I definitely understand, like, how's the church gonna feel? And one day I just said, I think it was turning 50. If I'm really being honest, I think when I turned 50, I said, honey child, I don't care nothing about what you say about me or how you feel. In fact, how you feel about me is none of my business. As long as I'm right with God and He's ordering my steps, and then your opinion actually does not matter.
And I'm gonna say this, and then we can move on to whatever's next. But what's crazy is we can spend I've seen a lot of us spend a lifetime in church, being churchy, but where's the change? What's different? What's different about us? People in the world treat me nicer than some of the people in the church.
Ooh.
So what's different? Now, I have a lot of people that ask me, you be so nice, you just, no, I am who I am, and I am who I feel like God expects me to be. Like, how do we expect to reach anybody with nasty attitudes? Like, how? So I just okay, we can go, because I don't want to.
It is all good. Hey, you guys are sharing some great nuggets, and we're learning things, Nakitta, about you that we would not know just from going to see you or hear you sing. And so for you to express what you go through as an artist, or what you have experienced as an artist, and I'm with you. Sometimes the people in the world treat you way better than the church folk. Yeah. But I'm not going to open up that kind of worms. But I will say this. You have brand new music. We found out who's produced and all these type of things. But tell us, in your opinion, what do you love about this particular project? Hopefully I didn't lose it completely. But I definitely want to know what she loves about this particular project. And I know Jacory and Ashlyn have done their, what's your segment called again?
First reactions.
Yeah, they've done their first reactions to it, and I saw a couple of different videos going forth on Instagram and making things happen, and we'll obviously get Nakitta back just as soon as we can. But you guys heard it, and I saw you guys going in on it, and I was like, oh man, this. I've seen Nakitta in several different formats in several different places, and now for her to release more recorded music that I can put in my pocket, or I could take with me, or that I can listen to on freedomradio.com.
Oh, come on, play.
But the mere fact that she has more recorded music is very, very exciting. Because I mean, it's one thing, to watch it on YouTube, or it's one thing to see somebody, in person for a moment or two. But when you're able to have that recorded music to, to be able to take through, and I appreciate recorded music. I'm getting better with what I do. But Nakitta, I was trying to ask you before someone called you or whatever they did to you.
Yes,
I got the E corner anyway. I want to know, what do you love about this latest project of yours? What do you like about it the most?
What I like about it the most is that I had creative control. And again, I say I was able to do what I wanted to do. And I had so many people telling me, well, you need to do this, and you need to do a song like this, and you need to do, and I'm like, it's so many people doing that. The stuff that they were telling me that I needed to do, is so many people doing that. I just want to do what I feel comfortable with, what I love to sing. There is nothing more frustrating than going out and singing material that you don't even enjoy singing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I much rather do music that I love singing. And like I was telling him, I'm not getting any younger. I'm 49 years old. And with that squalling and screaming, honey, it's only so much more of that I'm gonna be able to do before
Right.
these chords say, ma'am, hey ma'am, ma'am, you reached the end. So it's like, I want to be able to do this when I get 70. And plus, if you know what I'm saying, if somebody called me for a spot date here and there, now I'm not saying that I want to be doing this full time at that age, but if somebody called me out to do something and I agree to do it, I want to sound good. I still want to sound good doing it. I don't want it to be a sympathy thing where people are like, oh, yeah, we used to love her back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
I still want to be able to perform.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's so good. I just put on there, authenticity is key. And I think that is so important, because the stress comes from you not being your authentic self. Excuse me. So this project, when I listen to this project from beginning to end, there is no part of it where my heart takes a dip. My heart is full throughout the whole album. I just am, and it's like every song is like even more full and even more full and even more full. Sometimes you skip tracks on an album, right? Sometimes you're like, oh, and your heart kind of takes a dip, right? And so I'm like, on this, I just am so full from the second the music starts on that opening track. It is just absolutely, it's collaborative and it's creative and it's authentically you. And it is like absolutely such a wonderful contribution to gospel music just in general. And I think that this album is going to go far. I pray that it goes far. We all do. That it touches beyond the four walls, that it goes ye therefore, and blesses people all across the world.
Thank you.
Let me say behind you, that's the thing I think that captivated me. When I heard it, was just like, oh, it's time to change the show. I got to get her on here. Because the thing is, not only am I a singer, but I am a filler from not only just gospel music, just music as a whole. It's not just gospel is the root, but when you extend that root and it sprouts up to the leaves, it's so much other colorful and beautiful creations on this tree, even within her, to where, gospel is just the root and it's just one sound.
Yeah, it's good.
But the We Offer reprise, if you have not heard the reprise to We Offer Praise, I was like, doggone it. This it's just too much.
Yeah.
What is your favorite song on this project?
Oh my God. It changes almost every couple days. But I want to say I'm most excited about So Good. Yeah. I'm most excited about that song. And that one was written by Freddie Fontaine. He's from New York, if I'm not mistaken, but he's here in Houston with us now. And it was written by him, arranged and everything. And so I went in, did the vocals along with a young man here by the name of Madison, who's another incredible artist. And I don't know, when he played the music to me, I was like, I love it. It reminded me of Sesame Street. It reminded me of Sanford and Son. I just started hearing everything, and yeah, I'm so excited about it. I love it. And then I would have to say next would be, I don't know. It's a toss. I love Help Me Too. I love Help Me Too because
that's a journey.
Yeah, I love Help Me Too. So
awesome.
That's good stuff. Well, you know what? I'm looking up at the clock, and before we let you go, before we close out, one thing in particular, Nakitta, and that is, how do we connect, or how would people be able to book you?
Okay, so for booking, definitely you would go to info@nakittafoxx.com. It is an email address. Just send all of your details and your inquiries to that address. Again, it's info@nakittafoxx.com. Natasha Gregg is my booking manager, and I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook as Nakitta C. Fox. My fan page is Nakitta Clegg Fox, and then on Instagram, I'm Nakitta I'm Nakitta Foxx. Yeah.
Got you. Awesome. Hey, well, listen, we are grateful, and we are, overjoyed that you were able to spend some time with us. Now, this was not on our line of questions. Okay. And this is going to really let me know just where you stand as a person. Nakitta.
Yes.
Are you Android or iPhone?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
What you think?
Lord have mercy.
I'm praying that you have the Holy Ghost.
Blue. Oh, it's blue lights all day for me, honey. If I see green, I might not even respond.
Okay, great. Then you know what? With that wonderful answer, you can come back here on Shop Talk any day of the week, anytime you want to be able to come. Listen, I am grateful to have had you, and I know that all of our co-hosts are as well. When we get through, Nakitta, I'm going to send you a message via Instagram that I've been meaning to send you for the last week. So hopefully you get a chance to look at that and respond to me. But listen, I am grateful to have had you on here with us. You have been a ray of sunshine, and you have just let us, kind of let your hair down for us to be able to learn more about you. And we are absolutely amazed and thankful. We're going to be making a post to thank you, and of course, Tally will thank her as well. But on behalf of all of us, listen, we've got to go. Ashlyn, I don't normally put you on the spot, but I want to ask you, do you have a closing comment or final thought for us on today?
Wow. Praise God for that. I would say that if there is one thing that encompasses this entire time dedicated to Lady Nakitta Foxx, is that the possibilities are endless. That when you partner with God, I say this all the time, when you get in alignment, the assignment shows up. Okay. So ask God, what must I do to get in alignment with you? We're trying to get in alignment with all these other things. And Nakitta talked about it, finding a balance between motherhood and artistry, finding a way to be authentically me while still honoring God with the gifts that he gave, right? Every good and perfect gift comes from God. So just never give up on the possibilities, right? Partner with God and see how far he can take you, because it is endless when you partner with God.
Thank you.
That is awesome. Thank you, Ashlyn. I felt like you felt the shatta on that one. Listen, that was absolutely amazing. It is time for us to go. We're not out of conversation. We're merely just only out of time. But on behalf of Ashlyn Cole and Jacory Prothro in Hercules of California, Yolanda Morant in Charlotte, North Carolina, Demetrius Hunter in Atlanta. My name is Demetrius Tofree. I'm from Oakland, California. We've had the incredible Nakitta Clegg Foxx out in Houston, Texas, as well as Tally Rogers hanging out with us today. On behalf of all of us, till the next time on this same Shop Talk Network, at this same Shop Talk time, y'all know how I said, you can help me do it. Oh, you kind of holla.